Hello and welcome back to FC26 Spin the Wheel series, brought to you by myself, Bevchenko. We're still in Europe, unbeaten. We're still in the Premier League, unbeaten. We're out of the Carabao Cup after losing to League One team Huddersfield Town. However, we've got some big games coming up, most notably at home against Chelsea in the Premier League. We have only conceded one goal so far this season. We received an offer there from Zach Abbott. However, the wheel was spun earlier on in the season and we did not have to sell him on transfer deadline day to Genoa, and therefore we get to reject this offer too for the rest of the season based on the current rules. We will go straight into the Chelsea game because ideally I'd like to knock out 3 games today rather than the standard 2. But we must get cracking to fit within the desired time of my videos. So match day at the City Ground. Team should remain as normal. Callum Mwendo up top. Morgan Gibbs-White in attacking midfield. The wings occupied by Dan Ndoye and Callum Hudson-Odoi. In central defensive midfield, the ever-present Elliot Anderson and Douglas Luiz, with Nico Williams left back, Murillo centre-back with Jacuna, who replaced Nikola Milenkovic, who was sold to Napoli on transfer deadline day, and Nigerian Prince Ola Aina. And we're off. Dan Ndoye down the line. It's going to be a tricky game today. If we can get 3 points today, I'll be very confident that we might even sneak a top 4 position for the rest of the season. But it's not going to be easy with the calibre of players that Chelsea have got at their disposal. Karnaseki with the save. Douglas Luiz. Forest still to score from a corner this season. With headers like that from Murillo, I can see why. Levi Colwill lays it back to Karnaseki. Bit dangerous play there. Chalobah getting out of danger to Kukureya. Callum Mwendo just chasing, jockeying the ball. Running those lines well. As Forest with an excellent goal difference at the moment, thanks to only conceding 1 goal all season, and managed to put up a 7-0, a joint record 7-0 victory against West Ham earlier on in the season. Gittins, terrific player. Would love to have him on my team, but quite unrealistic for Nottingham Forest, I believe, at this stage. I think once the transfer window opens, we will need to bring in a couple of extra players. I don't know what yet. I've built up a bit of a short list, most notably ex-players, the likes of Jed Spence. Here's a chance, Elliot Anderson on the volley and puts it wide. There's a real opportunity for Nottingham Forest there to take the lead. Great head across the goal. I believe that was Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm not 100% certain. Di Lorenzo back to Karnaseki, to Levi Colwill. Di Lorenzo plays it down the line. Going nowhere, Chelsea. Forest doing pretty well at the moment in pinning teams back to at the halfway line at most. But I think that's one of the reasons why we're doing so good at only conceding 1 goal in the league so far this season. So Dan Ndoye plays it back all the way to Nico Williams. Looks for a quick ball to the creator, Morgan Gibbs-White, to Callum Mwendo. Morgan's looking for the ball again. He puts the ball through. Could be offside. And it is. Callum Mwendo should have scored as well. Great save by the keeper. See this one. Is a knee offside. Kneecap offside. Close one. Karnaseki to Levi Colwill, who's at the heart of this Chelsea defence now. Di Lorenzo absolutely outpacing Morgan Gibbs-White there. Enzo. João Pedro's first time Chelsea have actually been in the Forest half, and it's taken 28 minutes. Gittins loses the ball to Ola Aina. Fresh from international duty with Nigeria. Ball comes in for Callum Mwendo and gets blocked by the heels of Levi Colwill. Or Enzo, sorry. Colwill now on the ball to Caicedo. Terrific signing for Chelsea this season. Obviously, he's been there a while, but this season is really coming to his own. And here we go, Dan Ndoye once again with his pace to Olaina. Great partnership, these two at the moment. There's no support. Cucurella's backing off, though. Looks like he's going to run at him. And he does. Morgan gives White. Loses the ball at the edge of the box. Chelsea back in numbers quickly. Enzo to Caicedo. Douglas Luiz nowhere near the interception there. Elliot Henderson just jockeying, but the ball goes to Neto. It's Caicedo. Back to Di Lorenzo, who's had a great game so far. Neto. Absolutely outpacing this Forest right-hand side. Cole Palmer. Dangerous to let him have a chance. Enzo's through. Goal for Chelsea. 1-0. That is the second goal Nottingham Forest have conceded in the Premier League this season. What will it mean for this result? It's a good goal. And a great finish. You cannot give Cole Palmer time to pass the ball. Enzo Fernandez makes it 1-0 after 43 minutes. That should change the half-time team talk from Ange Postecoglou. I'm sure Evangelos Marinakis is sat in the stands as per he usually is on home games. It's lucky that the half-time whistle went there because Gittins absolutely just blitzed past Olaina there. Straight into second half. No changes from Nottingham Forest. No changes from Chelsea so far. 1-0. Enzo in the 43rd minute putting Chelsea in front. And Cole Palmer with a step over has made Jair Kuna look like the young prospect that he is. The lack of experience there was telling the way he stepped up. Olaina absolutely is beaten. Cucurella. 5 in the back for Chelsea. There's no support. Or is there? Elliot Anderson with a header. Puts it wide. He should have done better. He should have got it on target at least. Very late arriving there for the header. As were the Chelsea defence. Enzo to Cucurella. Plays it through to Cole Palmer, who once again looks very dangerous in the positions he's getting. Forest need to get the ball back, need to create more chances. Otherwise, they will have their first defeat of the season in the league. Gibbs White, Olaina. Marcel's plays it out to Nico. Plays a quick ball to Callum Hudson-Odoi, who gets on his heels. He's looking to outpace Neto. It's not quite happening. Elliot Anderson to Douglas Luiz. He's had a quiet game today. Can he liven it up now? Great ball to Dan Ndoye. Comes inside, looks for some support. There isn't any. Douglas Luiz was there. Dan Ndoye did not see him though. Gittins straight down the line once again, dispossessed. Story of Gittins' day so far. A lot of pace, but not enough to get around the smart acting Olaina. Morgan Gibbs White needs to find some space here, and that is a poor ball by Morgan Gibbs White. He should have done better with that ball to Dan Ndoye. And Gittins still going. And Olaina again keeping Gittins in his back pocket. Forest fans getting behind their team, screaming them on urgently. It's a great bit of play by Forest. Looking for another through ball, but the goalkeeper manages to come out with plenty of time. 20 minutes left. Di Lorenzo. Gonna have to pull some magic out of the hat, I think, Forest, to get anything from this game. Not created too many chances against this Chelsea team. They've had a couple of half chances, but they've come to nothing. And there we have it. Douglas Luiz has broken through. Plays the ball to Callum. Have we got a chance? He's hit too far. He took a poor touch by Callum and couldn't really get any power behind his shot when under pressure. That was a big chance for Forest. Great ball through by Douglas Luiz, by the way. Caicedo to Enzo. It's turning a bit open this game so far now. Douglas Luiz again. Really coming to his own the past few games. Callum looking for that space. Can't get any. It's blocked off Caicedo and Colwill. Chelsea looking solid at the back. Cole Palmer, dangerous as ever, plays a dangerous ball. So João Pedro, who's pushed off the ball easy by Douglas Luiz, who's having a phenomenal game today. Cole Palmer blocks the ball, wins back possession, and Forest have it all to do again. Elliot Anderson has made a break. Here's a chance. Kalimuendo gone too far. Forest are getting these balls, but not doing anything about them. Some absolute brilliant defensive contributions by Elliot Anderson and Douglas Luiz today in breaking up the play and winning it back. It's not like the Forest defence has even been tested too much. Everything's getting stopped by those two, but Chelsea had the breakthrough, and that is 1-0 Chelsea, full-time at the City Ground. A first defeat for Nottingham Forest in the league. Cole Palmer with the assist. Bournemouth get the victory over Crystal Palace and will therefore move ahead of Nottingham Forest in the table. We go straight to Utrecht for the Europa League game. Forest keeping the same team as they did in the league game against Chelsea. No changes, no injuries. Could have given a game to Igor Jesus, but Kalimuendo has not scored since he scored the 4 goals in the 7-0 victory over West Ham United. So a trip to Ivy Lane, the default stadium. The pitch is looking fantastic on this midweek European night. Forest need a win in their change strip of pink and dark blue, purple, I believe. Dan and Doy's offside. It's a quick start by Forest. Merkin. DeVitt. Haller. Loses out to Douglas Luiz. Plays it back to Gibbs White. Lovely little ball out wide to Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's looking for some support. He's not going to get it. Tried to make something happen himself, but easily intercepted. And Kathleen to Viviga. I think that was pronounced Viviga. I'm not 100% certain. Got some tricky names. Iqbal on the ball. Dan and Doy wins it back to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Bit of play through. Lovely advantage there by Forest. Dan and Doy comes inside. Chips the ball into the box. Was that a handball? No, referee says play on. Merkin comes out. Dispossessed, goes out for a goal kick though. Good start by Forest after 13 minutes. They need to try and get another win today in Europe. David wins it in the middle of the park. Dances on the ball. Plays it through to Haller, who gets dispossessed by Anderson once more, who lays it off to his counterpart in the middle, Douglas Luiz. Callum Hudson-Odoi brings the ball forward, down the left-hand side, cuts inside. Poor ball. Don't know who he was looking for there. I think it was Elliot Anderson, but went way past him. And Gibbs White puts it out for a throw. Hormans to Miguel. Back to Hormans. Hormans still dancing on the ball here. Nguanda. Oh, a lovely turn on... I think it was Callum Hudson-Odoi. Oh, play on for Utrecht. Miguel drives it through. Ball over the top. Murillo easily dealt with. And the referee has given a foul on the edge of the box here. Not sure about that one, referee. A chance for Utrecht with a free kick. Forest jumped early. Goes straight out for a goal kick. Very fortunate. Nottingham Forest there. A better free kick specialist would have put Forest to the sword there, jumping way too early. And Forest just cannot get hold of the ball in the middle of the park here. Morgan Gibbs White needs to do more. It's the only way that they will get something from this game, I think. Jakuna steps up, gets the ball back for Morgan Gibbs White, who gives it to Kalimuendo, and who passes it to absolutely nobody. Iqbal brings it out. Merkin. Not seeing too much danger for Forest here, apart from that set piece. Miguel's playing a good game, though. Strong player is Miguel. Doesn't have the pace of Callum Hudson-Odoi, though. Here we go. Douglas Luiz. Nice ball to Dan and Doy. Cuts inside. Brings it back to Douglas Luiz. Looks for Elliot Anderson. Is dispossessed. It's 4-on-3. Ball over the top. Nico Williams should keep with Miguel. Once again, that strength of Miguel would be a bit of a worry for Nico Williams. Callum Hudson-Odoi wins back possession. Gets a dispossession. Puts the ball through. And it's blocked by the heels of Ndwanga. Ndwanga again to Iqbal. Dancing on the ball. It's going nowhere. Long ball over the top. Sherkuna should deal with this. We go straight header to Dan and Doy. Now, what can Forest do with this? Looking for Ola Aina. He's made a run. Quick ball comes in. It's gone to nobody. And her header has made David break down the right-hand side. Elliot Anderson cannot get the ball back. And Forest reset. And Ndwanga puts it into the Forest half. David again. Looking quite dangerous. Miguel having the game of his life. Hormans. Everything's down this right-hand side for Utrecht. Who are 1 minute added time on. And there we go. That's half-time. 0-0 so far. It's going to take something special, I think, to get a goal in this game. Otherwise, it's got 0-0 written all over it. Morgan Gibbs-White. To Dan and Doy. Back to Morgan Gibbs... No, back to Callum Owendo, who gives it to Elliot Anderson. It's opening up a bit for him here. Blocked on the edge of the box. Callum Owendo can't get the ball away, and Gibbs-White tries to dink one over the top. But it's easily saved by the goalkeeper, Barkas. Could actually be a first shot on target for the club. No, still no shots on target all game. There's been 1 shot from Utrecht and 2 shots from Nottingham Forest. So there was that one and the header by Elliot Anderson, which came to nothing. It's not the most exciting of European nights so far. Morgan Gibbs-White with a chance. And the heels of Merkin again. There's been some quite lucky clearances and interceptions by Utrecht. But it's working for them. They'll be more than happy with a point at home to Nottingham Forest. Ola Aina looking for Callum Owendo. He's put him in, but there's no support now. Morgan Gibbs-White's coming in. It's the only chance they've got here, really. And blocked what would be a certain goal, I believe. Quick change for Forest. Callum Hudson-Odoi replaced by the fresh legs of Omari Hutchinson. What can Forest do here from this corner? And it's off the post. Elliot Anderson. A free header, and he's hit the inside of the post. That's probably the closest we'll get all game, I think. I said it'd take something special from a set piece. And that was pretty special header. Nico Williams chesting the ball out of play there. Utrecht making a substitution. Iqbal being replaced. He's had quite a good game for Vandenberg. Utrecht on their first real attack of the game. And a free header for De Witt. Comes to nothing. Matt Sells quickly rolls it out to Dan and Doy. Plays it down the line to Ola Aina. He's hot on his heels. He's going to lose the ball here. No, he's managed to keep it. He's outdone the left back. Ola Aina is in acres of space down here, but there's no one with him. Plays it back to Dan and Doy. Cross comes in. Free header. Morgan Gibbs-White. Powerful header, but over the bar. Morgan Gibbs-White tiring, but it's going to stay on the field so far. Plenty of shots gone to the left of goal for Forest. Zikail to De Witt, who's had a very impressive game so far. Vandenberg getting his first piece of action since coming on as substitute. Forest needs to be careful. Don't do anything silly. Haller on the ball. Morgan Gibbs-White wins the ball after a pass from Elliot Anderson. Dan and Doy still got plenty in his legs. He's looking for support. Finds it in... Oh, Merkin blocks a nice pass to Morgan Gibbs-White, which the fans hailed there. Elliot Anderson. Callum Owendo plays it to Omari Hutchinson, who's got some space. Saved by Barkas. There's good effort by Forest. I think a little closer, it might have been a goal. Moendo out of position. He wins it to the ball to get to Dan and Doy. Morgan gives White's going to be offside here, so referee's going to play on as it is intercepted. Jacunia missing out on the header there. Davitt picks up the loose ball. Dan and Doy once again. Forrest looking for some support and some attack. Morgan gives White, plays it to Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson dispossessed on the edge of the box. They just cannot find a way. 7 minutes to go in the Europa League third game. Forest need to try and get a win against Utrecht. However, a point away is not all bad. It's a much better performance than what we just saw against Chelsea in the league. That's for certain. And the ball comes through for Dan and Doy. Squares it to Morgan gives White. And there's a chance. Morgan gives White, the captain, 89th minute, may have sealed 3 points for the Reds. And everyone's celebrating. Even Matt Sells, Mr. Cool, is celebrating. It's a big, big goal. Dan and Doy squares it. And the defence was absolutely nowhere to be seen. 1-0. Nottingham Forest away at Utrecht. And that 2 minutes left of additional time. Forest must be careful here. Utrecht playing with purpose right now. Ball over the top for Haller. Could be a chance. And Murillo has conceded a penalty. A handball. That is a harsh handball. VAR would have overturned this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Haller steps up. Deserves a save. They've hit the post! And it's gone out. Justice for Nottingham Forest. And that's the final whistle. Justice has been served. Unbelievable decision by the referee to give handball. Would love your thoughts in the comments below. Did you think that was a handball or not? Morgan gives White with the goal. Rangers getting a 3-1 victory. We'll have a quick look at the table before calling it a night in the Europa League. Nottingham Forest currently sit third on 7 points. Aston Villa 3 from 3. Forest once again not conceded any in Europe. Defensively solid. Porto up there. Olympique Lyon up there. Should be some interesting games as this season progresses. If you have enjoyed today's content, please subscribe, like and leave a comment, especially on that penalty drama that has just unfolded against Utrecht in the Europa League third game. Cheers.